You're listening to Encyclopedia Podcastica, a podcast from the Silicon Valley skeptics. Prepare your mind.
Hello and welcome to Encyclopedia Podcastica. I'm Hunter Perrin.
And I'm Matt Courtney.
Encyclopedia Podcastica is recorded and now filmed in front of a live studio audience. That is our wonderful studio audience today. So, Matt.
Yes, Hunter.
I ate a habanero pepper recently.
Why would you do that?
That's a really good question, actually. I'm not sure.
Was it just like pure pain? Like, were you
Curiosity.
okay?
And it nearly killed me. So
are you a masochist?
maybe I'm a cat.
Okay. Well, if you're a cat, you have like 8 more lives to go. So
Cool. That's good.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to need him to survive the Trump presidency, which is looming around the corner.
That's right. So
I heard you have a story about
do you want to
pepper
introduce
spray.
like what we're actually going to be talking about in general? Like
We're going to be talking about hot sauce.
hot sauce.
Not only are we going to be talking about hot sauce, we're going to be eating hot sauce.
and not just any sauce.
The
Real-
hottest sauce.
The hottest sauces. Eventually, we're
Maybe
starting
not the
easy.
hottest sauce, because I guess pure capsaicin would be the hottest sauce.
That's true.
But yeah, it's the hottest sauce I could find in San Francisco.
Wow.
Yeah. So you have a story.
So I have a story. It's not really about hot sauce. It's more about actually pepper spray. But pepper spray, very similar, right? I mean, it has, you're the science guy, so it has the
Same active ingredient.
same active ingredient. It just doesn't taste as good, right?
I would assume not.
I would assume so.
I don't know. I've never eaten pepper spray.
Yeah, neither
Have
have
you?
I. I don't
Okay.
No. And I haven't
Has anyone
actually,
in the audience eaten pepper spray? No.
No.
Okay.
Technically, I don't think I've even been sprayed with pepper spray.
Maybe that should have been one of our hot sauces.
No.
There you go.
Easy.
So this story has to do. It's actually on one of my hikes that I went on. I went on a hike with a couple friends. This was back when I was in Virginia, so I haven't been in California for that long. It's almost 3 years. Actually, 3 years next month. But before that, I was in Virginia and going on all these hikes, and I went with a couple friends who weren't exactly, prepared. Like they may have gone on a couple hikes before, but they really didn't know what they were getting into. And it was like an 8-mile hike. So they like grab like everything. I swear one of them had pots and pans plus the little fire thing to cook for an 8-mile hike, which if people don't know, like 8-mile hike, that's like a day hike. Generally you
not
expect
even a day.
No, it's not even a day. It's
That's-
like you divide the number of miles by 2, and that's how many hours it would take. So in general, so an 8-mile hike should take about 4 hours. Not exactly.
You don't need
a
pots
long-
and pans.
You don't need pots and pans or any of this kind of. So he had like this huge backpack for this small 8-mile hike. The other guy, he was also not used to hiking. He wasn't quite as bad. He didn't do the whole pots and pans thing, but he did, for some reason, bring pepper spray. I think the particular reason was for bears. We didn't actually get the specific bear type pepper spray.
Mace?
I think bear mace. I think he just had regular pepper spray, which he attached to the strap on his backpack. Like it was right on his chest there.
Right near the face.
Right near the
That's
face.
Always where you want to keep your pepper spray.
Right. So of course, like halfway through the hike, I don't know what happened, but it just goes off all over his chest and like hands. Now it was a really cold day, so we have jackets on and long sleeve shirt. And I don't think he had gloves on at that point. I know we had it on earlier, but that's important. He did not have gloves on, and he's trying to get rid of all this pepper spray. And the active ingredient actually will burn skin a little bit, right? Yeah, like you science guy.
I mean, it doesn't harm your skin, but you could feel it through your skin, yeah.
Yeah, you can feel it on your skin, right? So he like freaks out. He wipes it off. There isn't really anywhere. We're not near a creek or anything at the time. So there's no way for him to like actually wash off his hands. So he's like, oh, I guess it wasn't burning his hands that much. So wasn't a big deal. He just, wiped off what he could, and then we continued on. Well, later, if you've ever been on a hike for a long period of time, eventually you have to go find a tree, right?
Oh no.
And he has his stuff all over his hands. So he goes, finds a tree, comes back holding his crotch saying, I should have washed my hands first.
Oh no.
Nice.
So that was my funny. At that point, the rest of the hike was really fast as we tried to make it back so he can get a shower to clean it all off.
Oh man.
So that's the
That is
funniest
awful.
incident I've had with, pepper spray.
Okay, so I think we're ready to try our first hot sauce, which is Hot Licks Jalapeno Hot Sauce,
Right. So this
which is around 1200 on the Scoville scale.
okay.
So it's not very hot. A bell pepper is 0. So
Okay.
it's hotter than a bell pepper, obviously.
Right.
But it's not as hot as an Anaheim pepper, which is around 2500 on the Scoville scale.
Okay. So these are made.
So-
this is actually made from jalapenos, or
Let's bring that in, and then I will...
right. You're
All of them are closed, so I'm going to be opening them.
just
live.
to prove there's nothing up our sleeves.
Yeah.
These are real hot sauces.
Not that this one is a challenge anyway. But yeah, Hot Licks is a hot sauce store up in San Francisco that I got all these hot sauces at. So
Bring
Let's
on the
try our first-
wings. Okay.
our first hot sauce.
All right. So how do we want to do this?
We're just going to pour them on. Let me get ready.
Do you want to describe what we have? So, yeah, I don't know if the audience can see this. It's a nice hot wing. These do not actually have any spices on them already. So it's just plain wings.
Stuff doesn't want to come out.
Just drips out, right? It's just
There we go. I think that's sufficiently covered.
okay. We're gonna
All
put
right.
that much on every single wing, right?
I'm going to put that much on. Especially on the really hot ones. Oh, yeah.
We'll see about that. So how was it?
That's good. Not too spicy. Starting to feel it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling much spice at all.
So yeah, let's talk about the history of
Okay.
hot sauce.
I still have a wing. Do we have enough napkins? Is there?
Yes.
So, Hunter, how long ago do you think chili peppers or man has been eating chili peppers?
I don't know, since man was around, maybe.
Audience, anybody?
Thousands of years
Any
at least.
any guesses? Is my
The Aztecs. I like her.
that's a pretty good guess. I don't actually know when the Aztecs
50,000
Like-
years ago.
started up. That's a little
That is
over, but
prehistory. So
Well, we wiped them out.
we could find out. But I mean,
So,
there would be ways
before
of
that.
detecting that, but I don't think it was.
do you
And-
think the cave paintings ever included like a bottle of Frank's Red Hot?
No, like they occasionally had like a stick figure with like fire over their head or something.
Just an open mouth and just
No, it's actually 6,000 years ago is when the chili pepper was domesticated in Mexico, as far as we can tell. So that is very, very. The Aztecs is a pretty good guess there. And of course, it was for domestication. It was selectively bred for larger pods. Originally, they grow in the wild in I think it's Central America. Is the only place they actually grow in the wild, possibly South America. So they were kind of small, so they selectively bred them for larger pods, and they would actually make sort of a hot sauce out of them because they would ground them in a paste, add some water and herbs, and you'd have your hot sauce that you'd eat
but not
with
vinegar yet.
not vinegar, and
Okay.
you'd eat them with simple tortillas,
So it's more like a hot paste.
hot paste. And some, especially the Mexicans, I think, because it's spread out from Mexico, but originally they would actually incorporate it in with chocolate drinks to make like a real hot chocolate. Yeah.
Huh. Spicy chocolate.
Spicy hot chocolate drink.
I've never tried that. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
I don't know if you can still get it. It seems like you should be able to find that.
Yeah, Starbucks has a chili mocha right now.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to try that. It's gross.
I like it.
our audience is smarter than us again.
Homemade spicy cocoa at home too.
Ooh. I'm going over to your house tonight then.
All right. Gonna
All right.
move on to the-
Do we want to try our next sauce?
do you want to do science or just go on to the next sauce?
Let's go on to our next sauce. So our
Okay.
next sauce is sriracha hot chili sauce, which I'm pretty sure most people have tried. It's like one of the most popular sauces.
Right.
Um,
Actually, I'm
This
not
one-
sure if I have
really?
tried it.
Oh, it's my favorite sauce.
But
This
I'm not,
one-
I want to point out to the audience and everybody listening and viewing that I am a super lightweight when it comes to hot sauces. So why exactly
Oh,
I'm
don't
doing
worry.
this?
This one's not that hot. It's
Right.
2,200 Scoville
Okay.
heat units.
I generally avoid hot stuff, spicy hot stuff.
You might like this one.
Okay.
We'll see.
I hear it's very popular.
Because it's really tasty.
All right. Squirt, squirt.
I like this
Speech,
stuff.
speech.
So I'm going to put a lot on. But yeah, this one is approaching an Anaheim pepper, which was 2,500.
Okay.
That is a good sauce.
Yeah, I can definitely
I took your napkin.
feel the hotness.
Feel the burn?
Feel the burn. Feel the burn.
I miss Bernie Sanders. I mean, he's still around. He's just
Right. He's just not going for president anymore.
the Bernie Sanders dank meme stash on Facebook hasn't been as good lately.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Do we want to cover a little bit of science first?
Sure.
So let's talk about the evolution of capsaicin. Capsaicin, the active ingredient in hot peppers that makes them spicy, evolved around 100,000 years ago. So humans have actually been around longer than capsaicin has. Just so you know, modern humans evolved around 200,000 years ago.
That's good. to
So
know.
yeah. And capsaicin evolved in plants as a defense mechanism against mammals and fungi. So rodents and other mammals that would eat peppers would grind the seeds with their molars, and that would cause the seeds to be much less successful at germinating. I mean, it's hard to grow into a plant when you've been ground up.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
see that.
Birds, on the other hand, eat the seeds whole, meaning their chance of germinating is much higher if a bird eats it versus if a mammal eats it. So birds actually don't feel the effect of capsaicin. So capsaicin evolved specifically to keep mammals from eating it while allowing birds to
So
eat it.
do the birds just like never grind the seeds, and so that's why they don't feel it, or is it
It's hard to grind the seeds up when you don't have molars.
right, or is it because they don't have the receptors?
They do have. Well, I'll get into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But capsaicin is a big molecule made from a lot of really valuable nutrients.
Like how big is it?
It's a pretty big.
Can't see it.
Obviously, you can't see it, but relative to other biological molecules, it's pretty big, and it's got a lot of nutrients in it. And those nutrients are pretty valuable to a plant. So the plant is giving up a lot of its nutrients to create this molecule. So
Okay.
there's a trade-off. Plants high in capsaicin will tend to do less favorably in drier seasons. So that's why you have a range of peppers where some peppers are almost no spiciness at all, and some peppers have a ton of spiciness, because there's a benefit to both.
Right.
So you have that
Trade-off.
big range. But the advantage of having animals like mice avoid eating them is enough that the capsaicin gene, which is capsaicin synthase, spawned an entire genus of plants called capsicum,
Wow.
which is what all of the peppers that we know are of that genus. So yeah,
Wow.
let's move back into the history for a little bit.
Back into the history? All right. So at this point in our history timeline that we got going on here, the chili pepper is only known to Americans or Native Americans, Mexicans, South Americans, and it actually gets into the Caribbean, which is important. But it hasn't spread to the rest of the world. So does anybody know how the rest of the world, starting with the Europeans, found out about the chili pepper?
I know this one. Do we want to let the audience answer?
Audience, quickly first.
Probably.
Conquistadors.
Trade.
Okay.
Trade with the Native Americans, probably. With
European
interaction.
slaughtering of.
Very close, actually.
Very close.
Very,
yes,
very close.
yes. So
It was Christopher Columbus, right?
It was actually Christopher Columbus on his very first voyage, not even like a later one, on his first voyage to the New World. He stumbled across the chili peppers in one of the Caribbean islands. I don't know exactly which one of the islands he was on where he actually found it. It was difficult, but it was one of the Caribbean islands because his first voyage, he didn't actually make the mainland. He was only on the islands. We know that he brought some back.
Along with slaves.
Along with slaves, which mostly died on the voyage back.
But the peppers survived.
But the pepper survived, and that was important.
But there were
But-
mammals on the boat.
Yeah, what happened with that?
the mammals wouldn't eat the peppers.
So Christopher Columbus
Yay, capsaicin.
and the Europeans in general, like they didn't actually know of anything as hot as the chili pepper, what we now call a chili pepper. The hottest thing they knew of was basically like black pepper. I think there was white pepper, the peppercorns, that you can get and grind into pepper. So Christopher Columbus actually calls it chili pepper, even though they're not actually peppers. They're not related in any way. And actually, at the time, peppercorns were so costly, they're so valued, that in certain places they're actually used as currency, which would be interesting to pass off, like little corns as currency. So the discovery of the chili pepper was actually a big deal because now they can actually grow these peppers, which are a lot easier to grow, and make hot sauce out of, which they couldn't do before. So that's it. That's all I got for that
Spiciness.
section. Yeah.
Everybody loves spiciness, right?
Right.
Not everybody.
No, I'm not actually a big
So we should move on to our next hot sauce.
Next hot sauce. What do we have?
Which is Tabasco.
Tabasco. That's a very popular one.
Yes. Tabasco is 2,500 on the Scoville scale, which is equal to an Anaheim pepper.
Ah. So just a little bit hotter than the sriracha that we just had.
Yep. Yeah, the sriracha was 2,200. This is 2,500. So, yeah.
Cut it open.
Oh, I guess it had perforations. Whatever.
It looks more exciting with the knife.
You want to put your bowls on the...
That's probably a good idea.
All right. My dad is a huge fan of Tabasco. He puts it on everything.
Really?
My mom can't stand anything spicy, so she's going to watch this episode and she's going to...
You're like, why?
she's just...
Why?
She's going to die vicariously. Having trouble eating.
Okay, now it's starting to hit.
That's good.
Well, yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Tabasco's a good sauce.
Yeah.
I can tell why my dad likes it so much.
All right.
So, you want to move back to science for a little bit?
Yes. Yes, let's do some science.
So, you were wondering, how does capsaicin affect mammals but not birds?
Right.
It is because of something called transient receptor potential channels.
Oh, yes. I should have known that.
So these are channels on the outside of your cell, in your cell membrane. They're ion channels, which, unlike ion transporters, they're like a floodgate. Once they're open, they allow a huge flow of ions into a cell.
Okay.
They're found in many mammals and some fungi, and they are responsible for a number of sensory responses. TRP channels are responsible for a huge number of your body's senses, everything from taste, smell, vision, temperature, and even more are sensed by some form of TRP channels. And as I said, they reside in the membrane of your cell, and in the cases of your senses, they're in your nerve cells.
Okay.
And they're activated by some stimulant. And once they're activated, they allow ions to flow into the cell, activating the neuron and causing you to sense something.
Okay. So capsaicin,
Capsaicin.
keep saying that. That's actually causing the flood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, capsaicin activates a specific type, which I'll get into what type of
Okay.
TRP channel capsaicin activates. But yeah, once it activates it, it allows ions to flow into the cell
Right.
and activate the neuron.
So I want to point out that this is not actually creating heat or anything. It's not like a chemical reaction causing heat.
Correct.
It's just the sensation.
Yep.
All right. So this is totally safe what we're doing.
Well,
And the
I'll
heat
get
is-
into the safety of capsaicin
Oh, okay,
in a
okay.
bit. But
All right.
do we want to do a little more history
Yes,
first?
we definitely want to because this next one is related to
Okay.
stuff. So first mass-produced hot sauce. So we have some hot sauces being made, obviously all the way back from when Mexico, the Mexicans discovered chili peppers. But the first mass-produced hot sauce, anybody in the audience?
Tabasco?
Yes, it is actually Tabasco, what we just had. And it's actually that Tabasco.
This Tabasco.
McElhaney's.
This bottle.
Just that exact bottle we've had sitting around for a really long time. No.
But
So,
yeah, this company.
yes.
Wow.
Edmund McElhaney, Tabasco brand pepper sauce. So Edmund first, he started creating Tabasco sauce and started mass producing it. He didn't have any bottles to begin with, so that was his first issue. So what did he use for bottles? He actually used recycled cologne bottles. So the little, yeah, that I assume that he cleaned out thoroughly before putting in the Tabasco sauce.
I would hope so.
Yes. So this Tabasco sauce is made, of course, from Tabasco peppers, where it gets its name. Vinegar and salt is all the ingredients.
That's it.
And exactly how much of each, I think, is the secret. But otherwise, we know everything that's in it.
Actually, if I may,
Uh-oh.
the other secret is that they have a proprietary lock on the actual variety of Tabasco peppers.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of agriculture does this.
Right.
Libby's pumpkin, as an example, McDonald's potatoes for French fries. A lot of agriculture relationships with farmers and with manufacturers, they have a very select variety of a particular plant.
So they own that cultivar.
They own that cultivar. The McElhaney family owns that cultivar of Tabasco peppers, which is really their big secret. Sriracha has the same monopoly on their own cultivar as well, which there's a whole political discussion around that, which this isn't my show, so I won't get it.
But yeah, thank you.
Thanks. I also want to point out that Edmund McElhaney, the reason that it's so popular is he was the first one to figure out that if you take your sauce and get it out to as many restaurants as possible, people will be exposed to it and they'll get used to it and they'll like it, and then they'll buy them separate bottles for themselves at home. So his big secret there was really the marketing, getting it out to restaurants, and it became very popular. It was one of the first very popular hot sauces. And we already talked about
It's a very good sauce.
We already talked about its hotness, but they actually do have one version made from habaneros that's 7,000 Scoville.
That's
getting up there.
a little higher.
Yeah, about twice as much. So a little more than twice as much.
Speaking of which, we should move on to our next sauce, which is Tapatio Salsa Picante.
All right.
This is 3,000 Scoville heat units.
All right.
So
we're getting up there. We're
a little
getting towards the end of the hot sauce that is hot, but is still like good.
Still tasty.
Right. Tasty.
Hot, but you'd still put it in a restaurant.
Right.
Yep. It's got one of those caps that tries to stay in there.
Okay.
Tries to keep you from dumping this hot sauce all over whatever food you're eating.
That would be really bad.
God forbid.
Nothing yet.
I don't
Tastes
think
good.
that one was as spicy. It's supposed to be 3,000.
Did you get the right brand? Like, did you get like not hot version?
I don't think so. It says hot sauce on it. What did you think? Was that spicy?
That wasn't hot at all. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even seem to be like a delayed thing. Like, I should be feeling it now.
We're disappointed, Tapatio. Step up your game.
Either that or we're already acclimated to it or something. Is that possible?
We're already dead inside. Okay, so before we move on to our next one, let's go back to the science,
Okay.
to the specific TRP channel that capsaicin activates, which is called TRPV1, or Transient Receptor Potential Cation Channel Subfamily V for vanillin, member 1.
Vanillin? That's like
Vanillin.
vanillin. It's like a vanilla that's evil and will knife you. All right.
Ice.
So this is TRPV1 is a temperature-gated vanilloid TRP channel. It is partly responsible for your sensitivity to heat and abrasion. It's one of the ways that your body can tell that it is currently on fire
That's important.
or just fell off a bike onto the asphalt.
Okay.
So when you experience those sensations, this is the thing that's responsible for that.
Okay.
It is a type of vanilloid receptor channel, and vanilloids are chemicals which contain a vanillin group, like capsaicin. It's
Okay.
a group of atoms in a specific arrangement that activates this specific channel.
So does it
It
actually
didn't evolve specifically for that reason. It evolved to sense heat, but it just so happens that vanillins will, or any vanilloid will activate this TRP channel.
Okay. Is this at all related to vanilla? I have to know.
I think so. I think vanilla has a vanillin group, maybe. Actually, I
Okay.
don't know.
I'm getting
We should
yes
come back
from
to
the
that
audience.
one. Yes, yes.
A very
our
definite
audience,
yes.
our smarter than us audience says yes.
Okay. Okay.
So it's normally used to detect heat as the channel opens in high temperatures. So greater than 43 degrees Celsius, this specific TRP channel will open. That's 109 degrees Fahrenheit,
Okay.
or fake temperature.
Perfect.
I really hate Fahrenheit.
Right.
It also detects high acidity and abrasion, like I said. So if you get a scrape,
Okay.
that'll activate this channel as well. Or if
If
you
you
pour
do like
acid on
an-
yourself, that'll activate it as well.
If you get like an Indian burn, is that the same?
Yes.
Okay.
It is sensitive to capsaicin in mammals, but not birds. It
Okay.
varies just enough so that in mammals, capsaicin will activate this channel, but in birds it won't, which is why birds can eat hot peppers and they don't taste any
It's not
heat.
that they don't grind up the seeds, it's that they don't actually react to it.
Well,
they
it
don't
evolved.
either,
It
but-
evolved because they don't grind up the seeds.
Right.
But it just so happens that the gene that creates this channel is different enough that in mammals it does get activated from capsaicin, and in birds it doesn't,
Okay.
which is why it evolved,
Okay.
or why capsaicin evolved. Oh,
Oh no.
hot sauce on my nice death.
That's why I didn't wear a nice vest. I knew better than that.
Wash your hands.
I'm not gonna be touching my eyes.
You're worried about.
Yeah, gonna wash my hands before.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the TRPV1 channel is also sensitive to a molecule called, let's see if I can pronounce this, allyl isothiocyanate,
Okay.
which is the molecule that is the pungent molecule in mustard, horseradish, and wasabi.
Ah.
So that's why those things are spicy, but they taste very different than hot peppers. They activate the same channel, but it's a completely different chemical. And they're also sensitive to piperine, which is the compound in black pepper that tastes different but activates the same channel.
Okay.
So it tastes relatively the same, but just different enough.
Okay.
But just the same enough that Christopher Columbus
Thought it
named
was
it
the same
peppers.
thing. Yes.
Less
So-
differenter.
much more less differenter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hashtag much more less differenter. So capsaicin binds to and activates this protein, TRPV1, and it's thus known as a TRPV1 agonist,
Okay.
as opposed to an antagonist, which would keep it from activating. So it binds to and activates that protein on nociceptors, which are cells that sense pain. And that causes the channel to stay open, letting cations enter the neuron. And once cations enter the neuron, it depolarizes the neuron, causing it to signal to the brain that it is in pain. So the brain goes, hey, that's pain.
Yeah. And specifically hot pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's the same neuron that tells your brain, hey, you're on fire. So your brain, not knowing the difference between this channel opening because it's hot and this channel opening because of a chemical, just goes, hey, that's fire. You're hot right now. So it'll feel the same. Thus, spiciness can actually be thought of as a mixture of taste and pain,
Okay.
which is why they all feel painful. Everything spicy feels painful, but different spicy compounds can taste different. But still, I like it.
Okay.
Even though it's pain, I like it.
I think you're a masochist.
Maybe.
You're a masochist.
The audience agrees. Or audience.
Hashtag teamwork.
Hashtag teamwork makes more greater.
So should we try our
I
next?
think we should try our next
sauce?
one, which is we're getting
This
to
one-
painful.
This one is going to be harder to
Yes.
bear. This one is called Pain 100% hot sauce.
You want to talk what the Scovilles?
This one is 13,650 Scoville heat units,
Right. So we're
which is
jumping
much hotter
10,000 Scoville heat
Yep,
units.
than our last one. This one is much harder, and it's going to be much more painful.
It's going to be 100% pain.
Pain 100%. I love the name too. It's just like
It's like
There's-
they couldn't think of like a good name.
they're not trying to make it sound tasty. They're just like,
Right,
no,
you
this is
know,
pain.
this is
You're-
probably gonna
you're gonna
taste
be in
bad.
pain when you eat this.
Have you tried this before? Because does it
No.
actually like
I haven't tried
really
this.
taste bad? It's just purely painful experience.
We'll find out.
I guess so. This one does not have one of those lids that keep you from pouring too much. Which
They
is a
really
little
want you to
scary.
experience 100% pain.
Yeah. So you're gonna put a lot on, or are you just gonna put a little bit on?
I'm gonna put quite the dollop.
Okay.
There we go.
I may be a little more reserved than
Oh,
you.
come on.
But I will definitely.
Get a big old dollop.
Okay, I didn't really have a whole lot of
Here
choice.
goes.
It kind of just, because it doesn't have one of those tops that restricts how much, it's just all over
Ooh, wow.
my meat here.
From here on, our show is going to get much harder to understand us.
Woo! It's starting to hit.
Yeah, that one's spicy.
Woo!
So that is not quite as hot as a serrano pepper, but a lot hotter than a jalapeno. A jalapeno is about 10,000 Scoville.
Yeah.
Starting to really feel it.
Yes.
A serrano pepper is about 23,000. So this is in the middle of the two. Water doesn't help. I hate to break it to you. Yeah. Whew. All right. We're ready for some more history?
No.
Don't touch your eyes.
And I shouldn't have touched my eye.
Do not touch your eyes. That's a good hot sauce.
No, it actually isn't good either.
Really? I like it. I think it's good. Our next one. I don't know about our next one. Oh, we're getting some milk. Do you want to go for the milk?
I think I'm okay.
Okay, cool. So, our next history section.
Give me a sec. We took so long that my computer locked itself. Okay.
It doesn't want to see
to-
your pain.
It doesn't want to see my pain. I was like, nope. Okay, I can talk. Totally. Okay. Next moment in our history lesson here is talk about Frank's hot sauce. Frank's red hot sauce. Totally can talk. In 1920. And I don't know, you mentioned that you really do not like Frank's red hot sauce, right?
I mean, the taste isn't for me.
Okay.
I'm not
It's-
particularly a fan. I know a lot of people like it,
Right.
but I like different flavors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was made by business partners Jacob Frank and Adam Estelite, I think is how it's pronounced. It's either Estelite or
Estilette?
Estelite. And made from vinegar, garlic, and cayenne peppers. So it's kind of late. It's not like a really important hot sauce. We already had, manufactured hot sauces at this point. It's not particularly hot either. The original was only 450 Scoville, which we don't have a single hot sauce that in our panel today that was that low.
Yeah, we don't. Even the jalapeno sauce, which wasn't hot at all.
Which was not very hot. It was way more. They do have an extra hot version, which is 2,000 Scoville, but Frank's Red Hot.
2,000.
Yeah. Well, after the 13,000, I would prefer the 2,000 at this point. Man.
You want some more?
No, I do not.
Good stuff.
But Frank's Red Hot is important because there's this woman, Teresa Bellissimo, in Anchor Bay. It's Anchor Bar and Grill in Buffalo, New York. So she owns this bar and grill. Had a problem. Her son, hold on, it just. Woo! Okay.
You know our next one is a much
I
bigger
know,
jump.
and I don't know why we're doing it. So her son Dominic and friends show up to, I assume it's a restaurant, unannounced, late one night. He's back from college, so she's glad to see him. It's not like the random son shows up like every day or something. But the problem was she didn't actually have anything to serve him and his friends. And she's looking around her kitchen and found that she had a bunch of chicken wings laying around. So back in the day, people didn't actually do much with chicken wings. They'd either throw them away or keep them for stock, which we talked about, which is keeping them around to make like a broth or something out of.
I think that's what chicken stock is, right?
Yeah, I think
like
that's
a broth.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Our
is
smart
saying
audience
yes.
says yes. And so what she ended up doing is she took these chicken wings and threw them in a fryer, fried them as they are, and then basically put Frank's Red Hot on them, along with I think there's a couple other herbs or something she added to them, but it was mostly Frank's Red Hot, and that was the invention of buffalo chicken wings. So they're called buffalo chicken wings not because they're made out of buffaloes or anything like that.
They don't rip the wings off the buffalo?
They don't whip. Buffaloes do not have wings.
I thought they had those little tiny wings that they try and fly with.
No. It's actually named after Buffalo, New York, because that's where they were first
Oh, I never knew
invented. Yeah.
Huh.
That's it.
that. All right. Do we want to do more science, or should we go on to our next?
We can do more science. I'm cool with that.
You sure?
In fact, I'm fine if we're done. With the hot sauce.
I think we should do our next hot sauce. Yeah? Okay.
Hot sauce.
This one
Wow.
Pain.
This one is called Reaper Sling Blade Hot Sauce.
Reaper is lurking.
And it is 800,000 Scoville heat units. We just surpassed Serrano, Tabasco at 50,000, Cayenne also at 50,000, Thai pepper at 100,000, and habaneros at 350,000 Scoville. This is well over a habanero, which is the hottest pepper that I've eaten.
Wow. So you have not tried this?
I have not tried this. I'm kind of nervous. The little opener thing didn't work.
Back to the knife.
Are you ready?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Shake it. Ooh.
Got to make sure all the seeds are dispersed in there so we
Yeah.
get some.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go very light on this.
You're not going to do as much as me?
Not even close.
More.
Oh.
2 whole drops.
More, Matt.
Is it hitting you?
No.
Not hitting me either. One of our audience members is telling us to chug it. I'm just going to pour some on and lick it off.
Yeah, are you sure this is the right one? Because it is not at all.
They said it was hot. This doesn't feel hot.
No, it doesn't. I mean, there's a little bit of spiciness, but it wasn't even like close to the last one.
I think we got gypped on this one.
Yeah.
It's not spicy. This one's not spicy.
I don't know if gypped is the right word.
Saved.
Saved, I think, is the right one.
Okay, you have another one that's kind of close.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Kajon's Fiery Foods Company. Step up your game. That was disappointing. All right. So moving on to our next science section.
Which we
We
actually
should
have
talk
to
about the Scoville scale.
Okay. I just want to point out we're out of history too. So it's going to be science and pain from now on.
Considering how tough it was for you to get through the last one, I think that's probably a
It's
good
probably
thing.
a good thing.
So the Scoville scale, which you've heard me mention several times during this podcast, is a scale used to measure the potency of spiciness of a compound. It's measured in Scoville heat units, and it's named after its creator, an American pharmacist named Wilbur Scoville. The test used in the Scoville organoleptic test is where you take an exact weight of the dried substance. So like if you're measuring a chili, you take an exact weight of a dried chili and you dissolve it in alcohol to extract the capsinoids, which are the spicy compounds. It's then diluted in a solution of sugar water. And you increasingly dilute it and give samples to a panel of 5 trained testers until at least 3 can no longer detect any spiciness.
So it's kind of what we're doing,
I don't think we're trained.
except for the whole training part. And we're doing it the opposite direction, which is hotter.
Spiciness also makes your nose run.
Yeah. But not from that last one.
Yeah, that last one was just...
My
sad.
teeth are burning a little bit, which is interesting sensation.
Your teeth are burning?
Yeah. Front teeth. I don't know what's up with that.
So this rating is based on the level of dilution, and it's rated in multiples of 100 Scoville heat units.
Okay.
So yeah, should we try our next one?
Maybe. So we only have 2 more. Now, this next one is supposed to be...
It's about the
The
same,
same,
around
except-
800,000
Except
Scoville
we
heat
don't think
units.
the last one was 800,000.
Yeah, that last one was less than the Pain 100%.
Right.
So this one is called Matouk's Trinidad Scorpion Pepper Sauce. It's made from the Trinidad Scorpion pepper.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say Trinidad Scorpion.
Which is an extremely hot pepper. So hopefully
All
this
right.
one will be hotter than that last one. I do feel really gypped about that last one.
I don't. I do not. Just saying.
Did it taste good at least?
No, it didn't either.
It didn't even taste that good.
Yeah.
It was just disappointment all around.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after like the first half, they just stopped caring of the sauces that we're doing. They just stopped caring about whether it tastes actually good and
I
just
need a man to open this.
okay. We have a man in our audience, which is good.
My excuse is that my hands were a bit sweaty
Right.
from the
right.
from the sauce.
I'll take that excuse. I also would have taken we can't get it open, so we can't try it.
Yeah, this one is
Whoa.
that was a lot.
Ooh. That's a lot.
All right.
People can see.
Well, I poured that much, so
Okay. I can't really do a small amount. Oh, and I got it on my shirt. Nothing yet.
nope. This better not be like the last one.
I think it is.
Starting to feel it a little bit.
I feel there is a little more spice, but it's not even the what was the one before the 100% pain?
Tapatio?
Tapatio. Yeah, I don't even think it's that hot.
Let's give it a minute.
Okay.
Maybe it's got to work its way to our nerves.
Do we have to get like specific versions of the sauce to be really hot, or
Maybe. I don't know.
How confident are you guys that you're mammals?
I'm pretty confident about that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm feeling it a little, but not much.
Does the FDA
Try
regulate
more.
Scoville measurements?
Well,
Yep.
let's do one more science section, and then we do have the last one, which is guaranteed to be extremely hot.
Right. Okay, we have no more history, so more science.
All right, so let's talk about capsaicin, the molecule.
All right.
Capsaicin
talk about
is a colorless, odorless, waxy, crystalline compound that makes hot peppers hot.
Okay.
Capsaicin in its pure form is 16 million Scoville heat units.
Wow. That's
It is
crazy.
very, very hot.
Yes. That's basically pure death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was 1,000 times, more than 1,000 times, the hottest one that we've basically determined is actually rated somewhat correctly.
Yeah.
Not the last two, but the one before it, the 100%
Yeah.
pain.
More than 1,000 times that hot.
Wow.
Yeah. It is highly irritant, and it requires proper gloves and respiratory protection to handle in its pure form.
So you can actually like accidentally inhale it, like it's a powder.
It's
would be
crystalline and it's waxy, so you probably can't inhale it unless
Okay, like, well,
you burn it.
Okay.
But-
I was just wondering why they'd have a respirator. If,
Well, if you're heating it, you would need
oh, okay.
to not breathe it.
Yeah, that would not be a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's if you've ever grilled hot peppers and breathed the fumes from it, it sucks a lot. Yeah. But yeah, it's highly irritant, which is kind of the point. So it's got an LD50, which if you don't know LD50, it's the median lethal dose, which in other words, this amount will kill half of a random population of things.
Wow.
So the LD50 in mice is 47.2 milligrams per kilogram of body weight.
Wow.
So, well, it's not that much. It's not that wow, because
Okay.
that would be analogous to about 5 grams of capsaicin for me.
Okay.
And 5 grams of capsaicin is a lot.
That's
and if
true.
you're consuming 5 grams of pure capsaicin, you would probably pass out from the pain way before.
So do we know
even
what
got
the
there.
LD50 is for humans? Anybody do that test?
Or
Or do
well, we
just
assume
it's the
that
same as-
no one's ever killed a human with capsaicin, I don't think.
Okay.
But yeah, those poor
That'd be a fiery
you
way
got to
to
think
go.
like to find this out, someone had to give a rat capsaicin until it died.
Yeah.
That is the most
Poor
horrible
rats.
way to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about 4 times the toxicity of aspirin.
Okay.
So you would need 4 times as much aspirin to kill you as
Okay.
capsaicin.
Funny, like I think I'm gonna need an aspirin after this. Does that help?
I'm not sure aspirin would
Yeah, I
help.
don't think it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's a headache that I'm getting from.
But capsaicin, in much higher quantities than one would ever normally eat, is a common active ingredient in pepper spray, as we talked about.
Right.
So, police grade pepper spray is, I think, about 6 million Scoville.
Okay.
So it's not as high as pure capsaicin, but it's way higher than you would normally ever eat.
Right.
And it doesn't cause direct damage. Like it doesn't cause a chemical burn. It's just pain.
Right.
Just pain.
But with the
But
pain,
your body can have an inflammatory response to it, which can lead to damage in extreme exposure. So if you're exposed to pure capsaicin, like if someone sprays pure capsaicin in your face, you may actually get tissue damage from the inflammation response that your body has. So
Wow.
yeah, it can be dangerous, but normally it's not dangerous. It's just painful.
Right. So you said the police mace is 6 million?
Yeah, around 6 million Scoville.
Okay, so how about what regular people can buy at like Amazon or something? Or probably
it
what my
depends.
friend maced himself with.
It depends. Probably, I would guess around 4 million, 2 million to 4 million.
All right.
Usually it's a little less than police mace, but it depends on the brand and yeah.
Right.
But yeah, don't consume pure capsaicin. It's not a good idea. You're not going to have a fun time.
Right.
You won't die, but you'll feel like
Not
you
even having a
want
fun
to,
time with these hot sauces.
which are nowhere even close.
Not even close.
So I think we should move on to our last hot sauce.
Got the milk ready. The last one.
This one is Mad Dog 357 Gold Edition.
And the gold edition is important because the regular edition is actually less, right?
Yes, Mad Dog 357 is 357,000 Scoville. Mad Dog 357 Gold Edition is over 1 million Scoville. And it comes with a serving spoon. Let me show you the serving spoon.
I like how it's shaped like a bullet.
There's the serving spoon.
That is a serving of
close up?
Magdod 357.
That's the serving spoon for Mad Dog 357 Gold Edition. Let's pour a lot on.
Have fun. I don't think I'm going to do that.
You're not going to do that?
No.
Our last ones weren't even that hot, though.
Yeah. I think they lied.
This is a cool keychain. I'm going to keep that. It's shaped like a bullet because it's going to kill you.
That's right.
Hopefully this one will be hotter than the last two.
Yes,
The last two were
hopefully.
disappointing.
Shake it up.
Yep. All right. So keep in mind the size of that serving spoon.
Right. I'm aiming for that amount. So you got like a serious dollop going on.
Oh, yeah. I'm a bit nervous about this, actually.
You're nervous. Doing a very tiny amount. Got 2 drops, okay? I was going to go with 1. But 2 is good.
Ready? You want to cheers?
Hot wing cheer.
On the hatch.
Not feeling it yet.
Maybe
I'm feeling it. No, it's coming.
I'm going to do a little bit more.
Is it sure? Really the
Maybe I can do
hottest?
a little bit more. Just a little bit.
Okay. I can definitely feel it. But I think my limited amount
Yeah,
really
maybe
helped.
more. Whew. Go ahead and get some more of that.
I'm pretty good, actually.
No, I think you need more.
You definitely had more.
Yeah. Get some more. Come on.
Why would I want to, looking at you?
Ears are starting to ring.
Would you like milk?
Huh?
Would you like milk?
No, he's fine. Don't worry.
He had a habanero the other day. He's fine.
Wow.
Does anyone have any science questions for him?
We got one more section to do.
Explain why that's happening again.
Oh shit, that's a ton of ringing.
Why do you think your ears are ringing?
Yeah, why would that happen?
An inflammation reaction. Your center response in your ear.
Oh shit. Need more napkins.
Yeah, just all the rest.
Sweating like crazy.
Matt, would you like some more?
No, I do not. I do feel it. It's good that I limited.
We're gonna have to redo this.
Oh shit.
Need a follow camera.
You following me?
Yeah.
Oh, you are sweating.
Dude, you gotta eat more. I can't be the only one going through this.
I'll have some.
Your audience wants to suffer.
Okay, our audience is gonna come in.
Okay.
All right, send in the audience.
Where am I sitting?
You're gonna take Matt's place.
Oh,
I can sit next to Matt.
Nope,
No,
you're gonna
no.
take his place.
Oh.
Line up behind them. I like
Matt, you have failed me. Aloha. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I am David.
I am Nicole.
And I am Allison.
All right, let's bring in some more chicken wangs. The ringing is starting to subside.
Nice.
God damn. Good job, Mad Dog. Good job.
Now we gotta see if you just.
It's you or if it's really.
That is a good sauce.
How much did you put on?
Oh, a lot. Quite a dollop.
You do what you did. I didn't see.
I put on a dollopy dollop.
I
My hands are shaking.
I don't normally eat hot sauce. Not something I do.
I do not normally eat hot sauce.
I do not normally eat hot sauce.
What I do.
Oh, when I do, I eat Mad Dog 357 gold.
I'm doing middle range of that. I'm not
want to do some more of this.
You're not that crazy.
like I like spicy. But
Oh God.
maybe
All right, here we go.
I'm going.
That's gonna be pretty bad.
All right, so
Terrible already.
while you guys begin to die, I'm going to talk about
Oh my god.
a toxin that we don't have today called resinifera toxin. Resinifera toxin is found in a plant called the resin sponge, or Euphorbia resinifera. Do you guys want to scoot down a little bit? Make sure you're...
I fixed the cameras. They're all in.
Okay.
You can stand.
Well, to get in that shot. So, oh, you did? Okay. Resinifera toxin is 16 billion Scoville heat units.
my God. So 16,000 times what you guys just...
16,000 times pure capsaicin. How are you guys feeling?
I hate this. This is terrible.
Mouth on fire.
It's not that spicy. Like, this is like a 7 at a Thai restaurant. What? Still like a 7 at a Thai restaurant.
Did you get
You're
enough?
stronger than me.
I'll try more.
You're stronger than me. My mouth burns and I'm crying. I
Yep.
don't have ringing in my ears.
Yeah, that's not happening. But not that.
But I just
Whew.
it burns.
So resiniferatoxin is the most potent analog of capsaicin known to man. It is 500 times higher binding affinity to TRPV1 than capsaicin,
Oh my god.
which means it would hurt the shit out of you. It will activate the shit out of your TRPV1 channels.
Agonize away.
Yeah, so if you eat less than 1/1,000,000th of a gram of resiniferatoxin, you will be in severe burning pain. Surprisingly, though, it is less toxic than pure capsaicin. The LD50 in mice is 148 milligrams per kilogram, compared to capsaicin's 47.2 milligrams per kilogram.
Mice.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to give him a lot more of something 1,000 times stronger than capsaicin to kill him.
How do they feed the mice that? They force feed it to them, or how does that go?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Shave them and just put it on their skin.
I know it was administered orally.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But an interesting final note about TRPV1 is that there is evidence that these receptors help regulate your internal body temperature. So when activated, your body responds by trying to cool itself down. So you will sweat, which is why we're all sweating right now. So yeah, your body thinks that it's actually getting hot, and it will try to cool itself down.
So I want to point out, I don't actually have.
Do you want to come in? Let's swap you guys out again. Thank you for trying our hottest hot sauce. All right.
You are all my hero.
They're both very strong people.
Whew.
They say water doesn't.
That was quite a sauce. You
Are
sure
you
you don't want
okay?
to try a lot?
No, I'm good. I did feel it. It was, but I really don't want to go through what you were going through. That looked horrible.
Yeah, it felt horrible.
So I wanted to point out, I don't have a clear source on this, so I didn't actually write in my notes. But I heard a rumor that because of those effects, the sweating effect of eating, spicy food, that is why like Indian food is so spicy, because it gets them sweating. They're in a hot environment. It makes them sweat more and actually cools them off physically.
Huh. That's smart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I believe it's time for Q&A from the audience. Does the audience have any questions they would like to ask us?
Why do people have such Sorry, I took your question.
I was polite. You just put it in.
Why
so
do
you
people
win.
get out of my way? Why do people have such varying responses to the same thing? I mean, we all the same amount, and I couldn't handle it, and these two are fine.
So there's a couple different answers to this question. First of all, it could be the amount of TRPV1 channels that you have available on your membranes, your tongue and your mouth, your lips, everything. So the more you have, the more sensitive to the chemical you'll be. The less you have, the more tolerant you'll be.
Who's mentally weak?
That's the other one, actually. The more tolerant you are to pain, you'll describe it in the same words. You'll say, like, yeah, that was searingly painful. But you'll have a much, like, if you can tolerate that pain better, if you're more used to that pain, you will be able to handle it, and your reaction will be visibly less, less visibly pronounced.
That's why guys do the stupid thing of eating the really, really hot sauce, possibly on camera in front of an audience.
Who would do that?
What?
That's stupid. You know what? Give me another wing. I'm going to go for a second round.
Oh, 357?
Well, I'll ask my question then.
Yeah, you better do it quickly.
Well, hold on. Wait. Ask your question and see if I can answer it while I'm...
Well, it'll take a minute.
Gave you two.
You mentioned TRPV1 channels, receptors.
Oh, Jesus.
That does not have the self-limiting cap. That is a lot. You sure you don't want to like wipe it off a little bit?
Let it drip more.
No.
Do it.
It burns. That's all.
Mm-hmm. It's still burning. To me, it feels like I just bit into butter. I don't know. It's on my tongue. Yeah.
Yeah, what was the question?
What was the question?
It's weird. There's parts
So-
of my mouth I don't feel at all, and parts that I'm like.
You mentioned how the cells respond when TRPV1 channels are activated, that they open and permit an influx of ions.
Yeah.
Okay. So would then neutralizing ionization nullify the pain? I would presume that we're talking about negatively charged ions, so would maybe baking soda, which is not very tasty.
It wouldn't get into your cells. So to neutralize the pain, you can use.
Do you need it right now?
You can. You can just get rid of the capsaicin.
Wait, while you're answering this, dose me up. I'm gonna.
Do you want the 357? Okay.
I am Brian, by the way.
Woo, go
Yeah,
Brian!
Brian!
Here, do you want some?
Yes.
Yeah. Hunter is going through experience some pain right now.
What was the question?
There we go. Alright. So,
You can also use a TRPV1 antagonist.
so what are some known TRPV1 antagonists?
I don't know. No, what milk does is it'll. The ringing is starting again. It'll get rid of the capsaicin.
Ooh.
It'll.
Ooh.
Yeah, I need milk. Yeah.
Too much.
Oh God.
This hurts. It's not very tasty though.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's
No.
terrible. It's terrible.
It doesn't taste good at all.
I think it tastes good.
You're
You got a full glass.
Not yet.
Well, I'm a fan of Sriracha.
Oh God.
Yeah, Sriracha is good.
Bush.
Yeah, I think it does.
Not yet.
This had like sweetness at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning, like, oh, you cheated. Sweet. Oh.
No.
Soon.
Oh no, I'm feeling it. I'm just, not as wussy as Hunter.
Whoa.
Peeking at.
It's supposed to get worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Cool.
Woo! Woo! High five.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh.
Feeling it now.
Oh yeah, now I am. Oh yeah. Here, let me borrow some of that.
Are we done? Can we be done? Are we done? I'm calling it. That's it. Thank you, Matt.
Thanks. Very in pain, Hunter, right now.
And we want to thank Cyber SDF for their songs Welcome and Mellow Acid. This is the intro and outro of our podcast. We want to thank our studio audience. And our audience at home.
Okay.
I hope you were in just as much pain as I was in.
I actually don't think so.
Because
but
the amount
I'm
of pain
kinda
will be
glad-
on the test.
No.
Everything will be on the test. That's it. We're done. Cut it. Cut. We're done.
Encyclopedia Podcastica is a production of the Silicon Valley Skeptics, an organization dedicated to promoting science and critical thinking. You can find us on Twitter at SVSkeptics or Facebook at facebook.com/SVSkeptics. You can contact us at svskeptics@gmail.com. If you like the show, please rate us on iTunes.